All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange, forex trading, and that sort of thing. So, let me get Henry off my phone. He's starting to play with my apps. What are you doing? Oh well. Let's get back to the. There you go. You see right here, right there. Nope. He was about to make a PayPal. He's doing something with money with PayPal for me. We don't need that. Well, let's go to the risk disclaimer screen because I'm in the United States and we're talking trading, which means I've got. I should probably do this. Let's see. So this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I'm also involved in two Forex trading challenges right now. Excuse me, with FXIFY and with Audacity Capital, both out of London. I do not solicit funds, so don't send me any money, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration. I have at one point before. I have held NFA registration before. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, carefully consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So, with that being said, let's go straight into what we're going to do today. Here we go. And we are in the euro versus the dollar. And this is the part where we kind of back out all of our redraw, our weekly redraw of lines. So we're going to back out to the monthly one, and it looks like that. We're going to tighten it up a little bit and see if our monthly resistance lines are still held, and they are. So that's good. Some people may not like this method, but hey, it works for me, or has worked for me. Look at the weekly, let's see if our weekly ones, and we don't have any weekly trend lines. Let's go right down to daily, see if our daily trend lines are holding. So we'll go down to here and then get something in here so we can see what we're doing. And our daily trend lines are even holding. It's that one right there, and it's just bouncing right along between those trend lines. How about that? So then we'll go down to the 4-hour trend lines and see if those are holding. These are the ones that might need to get redrawn. So our resistance trend line is down here, and I wonder what happened if we move this up to about there. What does that look like? That looks a little weirder. That is not our 4-hour support trend line. Okay, so that's we probably need to redraw our 4-hour support trend line to something different because this one doesn't really work for us anymore. Well, maybe it does because this is a new trend line right here. We can at the bottom right there. So let's see what's going on with this thing. So this is our 4-hour support trend line. Pretty sure it is. Yep, a 4-hour resistance trend line is right there. And it's starting to kind of angle down a little bit more. So we've got two other converging trend lines, which could indicate a got a little wedge going on there. And with that wedge, it could mean going to the top side. Finally breaking 117. First, let's go back up a little bit. I want to not talk about that for a second. Let's look at the differences in the bond market. So all the bond yields are going up, which means inflation is going up globally right now. In theory, it may not show up for a little while, but that is essentially what's going on. Now the 2-hour yield, as we back out to the daily on that, I like to see the daily on the views on the bond market, on the bond yields. Our trend line has it going down, and it's actually broken the support trend line right here. So that could turn into a channel going down for the United States. Let's see what it is for the Europe. The Europeans is going up. So the European bond market bond yields are going up. Great Britain are also, they're kind of stagnant. They're kind of going back and forth. They just took a rate cut, so theirs are down, but not down by much. But the dollar seems to be the one that it's accelerating the most, the greater acceleration. Japan is going up. So the easy fundamental trade would be shorting the dollar versus the yen, shorting the UJ, because of the difference in the direction the bond yields are going. That I can definitely see that trade. So we're also looking at the dollar, the euro. I should write this down. This is kind of fantastic. Bond yields for the euro are going up. Bond yields for the dollar are going down, which means that it's another easy trade, or a general long-term trend would be going up for the euro. So then that brings us to our next conclusion, is coming down here and seeing what is actually happening with the euro. And it looks like there is a wedge forming here that could accelerate into a breakout, a topside breakout. Because it first hits here, then comes down here, and I think by Elliott wave theory that it takes the first one first as the direction of the emerging trend, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. That's the thing about this, is that I could be wrong at any given moment. So we're looking at a 117 breakout into this area of heavy resistance. Well, the week high is way up here at 118, 118.30, so it still has some room to move to the top too. But it doesn't, I don't think it's ready to break out yet. Is somebody outside enjoying their Sunday morning? However, the bond yields look like like that would be an easy trade. Like that would be a good trade to keep an eye out for, is going north on the euro versus the dollar. So that's some fun with the bond yields. Two, I'm kind of stuck in a trade right now. I'm not stuck. I'm kind of rather enjoying it. We'll get to that in a minute. So the dollar versus the yen. This is the one that I said might be going down for a while, or that would be the, according to the bond market, that's telling us that's the direction this is going to be going. We've got a strong high right here, or strong low rather, at 145.85, and it keeps tending to bounce off of that. So we could, our overall strategy could be going down on the dollar versus the yen due to the differential in the way the bond yields are going. So that is a possibility. Now let's back out of here and see if our trend lines are good again. All right. Don't want to get in the chat room on video because that's weird. I think it's a trend line right there. Because this is the monthly trend line. Monthly support, monthly resistance are both holding up. Yeah, it's a trend line. Monthly support, monthly resistance are still holding up. Let's go to daily. I mean weekly. I don't see any weeklies. So we'll just go straight to daily. And daily support. And in this one, our daily support trend line is just a flat line. Right here at, it's pretty much just a flat line at 151. Currently trading around 148, 151. It's 300 pips down, and then look at this strong high down here at 145, 45.37 ballpark. More down than up. So we're kind of still looking for that to go down. It has yet to break that 4-hour trend line. We're not there yet. Daily support trend line's holding, so we'll keep going and go to the 4-hour trend line and to our most decision-making screen. And this is the one where, again, it looks like a little wedge is forming and maybe something to stay out of until the trade fully develops. That's probably what I'm going to do because I don't see the trade yet. This is the one that I'm still holding on to the trade for. Now I've added a new trend line on this. One, this support trend line definitely needs to be redrawn. Let's go to monthly and see what we got for monthly. Monthly support and resistance trend lines are holding because they're monthly, the longest ones out. And again, it looks like a wedge forming. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, breaks the Elliott wave theory part of it. Daily, oh, that's weekly. We don't really have any weekly trend lines, so we're going to go to daily now. See what's going on daily. Daily trend lines, we have some other stuff. The daily trend line, as I mentioned before, is pretty much a straight line. It converges with the monthly. And it is still holding. Go to the 4-hour trend lines right over here. And let's see what's going on with these bad boys. Now, I've drawn a new trend line in here right now, right there for something. This one needs to be redrawn because it totally broke that one. We're going to pull this one up to here. And for all practical purposes, we could actually delete that trend line and make this our 4-hour trend line, because that's pretty much a straight line right there at 136. Now that's, go to here, and it's 137.8, 137.8 for both the monthly and the daily trend lines, with the the new 4-hour trend line topping out at 136. So we don't see a move above 136. We do see this trend line developing here, and I'm looking forward to this coming down. I would like to see this come down to about 134, and then I could get out profitably, and that would make everybody happy. Make me happy. May not make everybody happy. People on the other side of the trade would not be happy. So we're not going to talk about that. Forex is a zero-sum game where for every winner there is a loser. And the object is to be more of a winner than a loser. Let's see. Let's go to the GJ. This thing is tricky. GJ dollar pound versus the yen. Now again, the the euro has increased. I mean, pardon me. The yen has increasingly been the strongest currency in the trading world the past couple of days, which is interesting because I've never seen that before. I literally have never seen that happen before in all my trading experience. Maybe back in when I was a broker, back in the early 2000s, maybe. But that was also pre-euro. It's back when we were also trading the Swiss franc and the Deutsche Mark, because they were still seeing if the euro was going to actually consolidate. Oh, the Swiss franc is still in existence. Oh, they're not part of the European community. They're a holdout. So this is what we've got for our monthly trend. Now it's got a bullish breakout on the monthly, which is interesting. So I need to keep an eye out for that. Bullish break of structure right there, and then the monthly support trend line is holding. Monthly resistance trend line is holding. It's got a weekly. I don't think I have a weekly because it looks a lot like the monthly. So I don't need to have two trend lines doing the same thing. Daily trend lines. One's right here. The other one, the daily resistance trend line, is right there. Oh yeah, I moved it to 136. So it's, oh no I didn't. But the daily resistance trend line is right here at 199.83. Pretty much call that a top, and then we're looking for a downward on that one. Possibly, or breakout. I do have a bearish equal heights on, indicated there by the Smart Money Concepts indicator. So it could turn around and go bearish again if it doesn't break have a substantial break of 200. So let's go to the 4-hour trend lines. Go right here. Let's see what's going on here. Now we've got a weak high building right here, and the bearish indicator by the super trend. So it's looking like getting underneath the pound yen at 199.55 may be a pretty good idea, especially if it breaks that trend line. Our 4-hour resistance trend line is completely blown to hell. That one needs to come way up here now. So the 4-hour trend line there looks good. Except no, it doesn't. Except no, it doesn't. I'm going to pull this one out to here. And there's a 4-hour trend line. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 1. Again, all this is subjective too. It's if you. So that's the thing that makes looking at technical patterns so weird, is that what you see may not exist, and your bias could very much change how you see the actual facts. Because whatever you believe may not happen in the world of Forex, and it will cost you money in the world of Forex. So after this, we're going to go to the Aussie versus the dollar. Check this out. So possible, to back up a little bit, possible trade on the GJ will be going down on the GJ. I'm just not really expressing a huge upward swing, and also the bond market is telling me that the pound, the rate of change of the yen is in the upward direction is greater than the British pound trend in the same direction. It's more like flat. It's more flatline for the 2-year. So I would go south on the GJ, and I may do that. Who knows? Let's see. So here we go with the monthly trend line. Monthly trend line on the Aussie looks good. Go to the daily. I don't even have any daily trend lines on this because that's about the same as the monthly. Daily trend line right here would go here to here. Monthly trend line would be the exact same as the monthly trend line, so we won't do that one. So let's go down to the don't even have monthly trend lines. We'll go straight to the 4-hour. Don't have weeklies or dailies because it's pretty clear. Meantime, let's see what's going on here. So the 4-hour resistance trend line is right here and is off. So now it needs to be up here. And the, is that my 4-hour trend line? Or is that monthly? I wish I could put these labels anywhere I wanted. That's a 4-hour trend line. Ooh, that's way off. Matter of fact, let's just delete that one and draw it all over again. I don't even like how that's looking. So the daily trend line, we're going to start here, go here to here. A little ray action, go boom, boom. I'm going to make that green. And we'll call this the 4-hour trend line for the Aussie. I don't have the Australian bond yields up. I probably should, but I'm not trading this right now anyway, so we won't worry about that one. It's going to mimic, pretty much do the same thing the Japanese does, because their largest trading partner is China. And China plays a huge role in what Australia does. So we're not going to get into the details on that one. So here's the 4-hour resistance trend line right there. And it looks like a little channel's forming, except for this little bad boy right here. This is a random trend line I drew in here just to see what would happen, because we do see a little bit of a consolidation taking place. We're going into a consolidative type phase. Also looks like we're getting a little signal right there from the super trend indicator saying that it might be going down. Might be going down. Indicators can be wrong. Can and are wrong. Right now, RSI is at 50. Nope, not touching that one. But then we've got to wait for the markets to open too. And the loonie. Dollar. The relationship between the United States and Canada has been contentious at best lately, especially if you watch the news. Carney does not like Trump, and Trump does not like Carney, it seems. They seem like good guys. Why not? We're not going to worry about that. Do not like the politics. I do not like talking politics, especially in this. These politicians are sneaky little folks. They can change their mind at a heartbeat. Monthly trend lines are holding up for the loonie. Weekly, nope, good. Well, we don't have any weekly trend lines. It's funny how I don't draw weekly trend lines. I should probably back out of the monthly and just do weekly, but I don't know if that's a winning strategy. Let's see, so what have we got here? The daily trend lines. So the daily trend lines here, both trend lines are holding. We'll go to the 4-hour trend line. And the 4-hour resistance trend line will look a lot like the daily resistance trend line, so we don't have one. We do have a weak high right there, and then looks like a couple of bullish indications right here on the dollar versus the Canadian. So that might be a good place to get into. It's got a lot of room to move too, especially after this little bad boy right there. That's the whatchamacallit, the Friday jobs report surprise, where they downgraded 250,000 jobs out of the United States economy, which I thought was suspicious at best. And it looks good. It looks like it's breaking out of the daily trend line though. We're starting to. So we may want to get into this around 138 1/4. 138 and change, run them there and see if it takes this back up. So that's another trade that we may want to get into. Again, we'll know more when the market's open at 8 o'clock Eastern time. The Tokyo market opens, and it's got a lot of playing around to do between 5 and 8. And sometimes it kind of gives it away. Sometimes it reverses during that time period. So we won't worry about that. One more thing I want to look at is the DXY. I don't like the DXY as an indication of what's going on because I don't understand it basically. It's a conglomeration of 5 different currencies, and one of them I can't remember. The dollar versus the euro versus the dollar, the pound versus the dollar, the yen versus the dollar. Oh, the Swiss franc versus the dollar. That's the one, and the Swedish krona brings up last. Why? I don't know. I didn't make that stuff up. You can look it up if you want to. I think the Swissy is the other part of the DXY, but I do like coming in here and taking an eye on it because a lot of traders do take a look at this. This is would be the monthly support trend line, I guess. Let's take out monthly. Go here. Monthly support trend line. Put that right there, and then we'll call this the monthly resistance trend line. Huh. Funny how we got 2 trend lines going in opposite directions. Might indicate a bottom, a market bottom right there. And there's really not any reason to draw a daily support trend line, weekly. Weekly looks the same. Daily looks the same. What's going on here? So we'll get into the hourly. I think that's a market bottom right there. It's not, it doesn't have much enthusiasm, but it is kind of going bullish right here, as indicated again. So we may have a change in market dynamics that the dollar's going to take the lead this month. Also want to take a look at something else, if this will let me. CME Fed Watch. If you like watching the Fed, see what they're going to do, this is the premier tool to do it with. And so with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, it puts this out. So thanks to all the guys at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. We're looking at September 17th, got a new meeting coming up with the Fed to see what they're going to do with the American Fed rate. And it looks like there's a 92% chance, it's like Las Vegas, a 92% chance that they're going to hold it the same. Whoops, sorry, that they're going to cut 25 basis points. So that might be coming up. The more, I guess, bad news we get, the better the chances of a rate cut. So more positive news for we got all this American news coming out this next week. Well, that's going to be exciting. Oh, we already did that. Michigan consumer sentiment. Housing starts on the 19th. It's tomorrow. FOMC minutes. Yay. Oh, my battery's running low. Well, we need to fix that because I'm in the middle of something. There. And now the battery's not low. Yes, I'm running my tech stack is 2 laptops. I left one of my cords in Florida. Mom has yet to find it. I left it there 2 years ago. We won't talk about that. Let's see. So the 4-hour trend line is starting to go up. The 4-hour resistance trend line is starting to go up too, which means that the dollar may bounce off of this area and get back into 101. They're looking for. I've seen other traders in the chat rooms talking about a potential 101, and that actually makes sense. For a 101 on the DXY, that would make a lot of things come true. Like that make my pound yen, my pound dollar trade that I'm working on right now work. So that would be exciting. So let's take a look at my trading performance so far. Oh no, connection's been lost. So I'll come over here and look at this one while that one logs in. Not yet. Okay, so here's one account. Here's the thing I was looking at. I've got a 6% of initial balance is my total loss that could happen before I lose the challenge. I didn't realize that. So the cumulative losses are cumulative. So that if I take another loss, it's going to go further in this direction, which makes it almost impossible to pass this trade, which makes it even more challenging. This one is not so bad. This is got an average daily P&L. I don't want last week on all time, all history, right there. So I'm actually up on this one. My max drawdown is 3% for the period. For the total history, we're good on that. So my drawdown is good. I don't get into drawdown too often. Don't have too much of a drawdown problem. However, we do have some things going on here. So with this, you're going to be focused on how to get this working again and get past these doohickeys. Past these challenges, and then we can get into having some fun again. So in the meantime, you guys have a great one. I'm going to have breakfast and do some stuff with my fiance today, and we'll see what happens at 5 o'clock when the market's open. Hopefully, there will be some good news. So you guys have a great one, and I will talk with you later.